X-Men 97 and Invincible are two of the best superhero cartoon shows, period. Their amazing fight scenes are without a doubt some of the best in recent years, which got my nerd ass thinking. What would happen if instead of the Guardians of the Globe, it was the X-Men who fought Omni-Man that day? They have fare any different? Or would they just get wrecked the same way by Mr. Viltrumite Elite? As usual, to answer such questions, we must first look at each side's stats in order to figure out who would win this hypothetical scenario. So, being a new addition to the channel, I will be going with the famous X-Men 97, who have been growing in popularity recently. The members I will be using will be the core members of the show, consisting of Wolverine, Jubilee, Jean, Cyclops, Beast, Storm, Rogue, Morph, and I will be adding the frenemies Xavier and Magneto to the mix. Now, to scale the X-Men's base stats, the basic feat everyone has been using for these guys is based on many of them scaling in one way or another to Spider-Man, who alongside other heroes, one of them actually being Storm, was capable of surviving being crushed by a small mountain, something that has been calculated to city block levels of energy, with people like Wolverine and Beast having direct scaling to the web crawler. Meanwhile, people like Rogue, Storm, Jean, Cyclops, and Jubilee scale far above this. All of these characters scaling more or less the same against Bastion, and 4 of the 5 managing to slightly decelerate the asteroid M until Magneto woke up and managed to easily divert it to space. So, assuming this meteor is similar to previous extinction level meteors, as it was literally implied to be that, it would mean that in the case of the X-Men being able to even slightly decelerate it, it would put them around those Iceland tiers of power, but in the case of Magneto, it would put his overall power around country level. Now, in terms of speed, the X-Men all scale relative to each other, with all of them having laser dodging, timing, and blocking feats, as well as all of them scaling more or less to Spider-Man, who also has lightning and laser dodging feats. Now, in the case of Nolan, aka Omni-Man, he has shown various small country level feats, like the explosions he caused while flying in the Flaxen planet, or the explosion he survived from the armed satellite, which could be seen from Earth. Both very impressive Season 1 feats, but none like the famous Texas meteor, aka the feat where he tells Mark of how he diverted a meteor the size of Texas, a feat that has been roughly calculated to upwards of 2 times the energy required to destroy the moon. Meaning that at bare minimum, our mustache alien invader is around 2 times moon level, putting him far above Magneto's strongest feat. In the case of speed, Omni-Man has his famous flight feat of him traversing space from Earth to Traxa in less than the time it takes him to breathe again. Though in the show is quite different, as we see him make several stops, which could indicate that he was either a lot faster, as it could mean he was capable of stopping and still making it in a week or so to Traxa. That, or he is far slower and was taking his time to breathe in the several stops he made. But since the show doesn't give us an outright statement, we'll simply use the calculation for the comic feed instead, which puts his travel speed at billions of times the speed of light. And while we know this speed isn't instantaneous, he does scale far above the rest of the heroes in Earth, which are all capable of blocking and dodging lasers. So at bare minimum, he is way faster than people who can react to light, clearly seeing the ease with which he can blast other characters like the Guardians of the Globe. Now, based on these stats, I think it's quite clear who the winner is, with Omni-Man being far stronger and faster than the combined efforts of the X-Men put together. So yeah, it's an easy W, right? Well, not exactly, as while it is true that going off calcs, Omni-Man would one-shot the entire team before Xavier or Jean could even begin to think about messing with his mind, something which, by the way, is a total viable way for them, the X-Men, to win. I just don't see it likely due to the speed gap. So the question comes in, what is the win con for the X-Men? Well, it comes in the form of a little guy named Morph. So let me cook for a bit. Morph is someone who, by the way, can in fact copy the physical attributes of anyone he wants. This would mean Morph could become an exact copy of Nolan, evening up the odds for the X-Men, which even if Nolan, with his centuries to thousands of years of experience in combat, manages to outbox Morph, Morph will still be buying Professor X and Jean enough time to shut Nolan's brain off. off, giving the X-Men the victory in the end. Now obviously this is if Omni-Man fails to take out Morph first, because if Omni-Man goes for Morph the same way he went for Immortal and manages to take him out immediately, it's game over for the X-Men. And it's because of this reason, in this specific situation, that I would give Omni-Man the win, because in a scenario where he jumps the X-Men, none of them will see it coming. The winner is Omni-Man. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to let me know down in the comments if you are Team Omni-Man or Team X-Men, and don't forget to like and subscribe. More though content on the way, and see you all soon. May God bless you all, and remember that Jesus died for us and loves you all. Peace.